Welcome back to the Laugh Track Podcast. I am Brandon Michael Maddox, and today I have
Adrian Espinal.
And from Austin City Nights, we have the lead singer, Lee.
Lee, nice to meet you.
Well, first of all, thank you for coming on. I really do appreciate it because obviously we had done a video together.
Yes, sir.
And then we're now doing the second one, which will be coming out. So right away, because this is out of curiosity. So we reached out to, I guess it was like your management team. And they wanted, or I gave them kind of the rundown.
Mm-hmm.
What was your kind of initial reaction when he had said like, hey, they're doing a video? Like, what did you get on your end?
We do get, I'm not going to say a lot, but we do get a lot of requests to do certain things, right? Most of them, for whatever reason, I don't want to do for different reasons. You know what I mean? Like maybe the podcast is not compatible to what we do. I don't see a point in doing it, etc. When they mentioned that you wanted to do it, I went and checked. Obviously, I check out who's sending the request, and I liked your podcast, and I liked you guys. You know, so I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. You know, and you mentioned that you are very familiar with Just Jake's. You know,
Yeah.
so I was like, this is a good pairing. You know what I mean? And then we talked, and there was good chemistry there. So, yeah, at first I'm always very skeptical, you know, because like I said, you always. But then once I did the little research, I was like, okay, these guys are legit, and I'd like to meet them.
Yeah, because that was one thing. Because we, especially on the first one, there was when we had reached out, they were like, they didn't really get the idea of like we just kind of wanted to show off the bar.
Correct. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, we had gone just a handful of times because we enjoyed it. But
Yeah, he was the one that introduced me to Just Jake's. Like, I was just telling you, since I'm an Uber driver, I like drive Saturday nights or Friday nights, and like I always pass by and I always drop people off there. But I was like, oh, cool. I've never really been there. And then he's always like, oh, dude, I'm there all the time. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, let's go. And then I was like, oh yeah, no, this actually is a really cool vibe. And then out of nowhere, he's like, video idea that just got approved. We're filming there. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, that's all. I've been playing Jake's for a while now, and they're great people, and it's always a great vibe, you know, and that's what you get out of it, right? It's, you know, you can get a little tipsy there, and no one's judging you. You know, everybody's having a good time. There's like I said, I played there for, you know, quite a few years, and I never seen a scuffle or anything like that. You know, everybody's just having a good time.
yeah, because you originally did it as the breakdown. I think you mentioned that, right? Yeah.
Yeah. The original band, 12 years old. Well, now it would be longer than that. Was the breakdown, and we were, you know, a regular cover band, playing pretty much a little bit of everything. Right? We played country, but we played rock, you know, classic, new. We played everything, you know, Motown, disco, like everything and anything.
Yeah.
We played. And we used to do, I mean, we were one of the A bands. You know, A bands means like the bands that play all the top rooms, you know, and corporate shows and, you know, some townships. And then through the pandemic, I wasn't feeling it, you know. And it became clear one day. I was at the Osprey. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Osprey.
No.
The Osprey it's one of the biggest shore clubs. It holds about 7,000 people. It's divided into two. One is the band area, and the other one is like a dance floor area.
Yeah.
The band area is always packed like sardines, right? They changed ownership, so I don't know what it is now. But when we used to do it, 3,500 kids just packed. Like we wouldn't go to we have a dressing room and a bathroom, private bathroom, like on the other, you know, and we wouldn't go because between sets, it would take so long to get from the stage to the dressing room, then back, because it was just shoulder to shoulder. Every single foot, you would have to be like, excuse me, and squeeze by, excuse me. So we were just like, we stay on stage between sets, just stay on stage. Like literally had whatever you had to do, you would go behind the banner, you know, the look. Yeah. And one night I remember clearly, being on stage in front of 3,500 kids, singing along to every word, and I wasn't feeling anything. Like there was just nothing there in me, you know. And I was like, wow, like I something's wrong, you know. So then the pandemic hit, actually, you know, 6 months later, and I just the people you reached out to was the agency. You know, we get booked through an agency, and I reached out to them, and I've had a very long relationship with them, 15 years almost, you know. And I said, guys, you know, it's 107 Productions, and I said, guys, I'm done, I'm retiring, you know. And we have a friendship with Mike and Scott, you know, and they are the biggest agency in New Jersey, and maybe the tri-state, you know. They don't need me. They don't need, you know, what I give them. But we have a friendship, you know, and respect for each other. So, you know, they started talking to me. They said, "No, don't retire. Just do something you love." Because I told them I'm not feeling it, you know. So they were like, "Lee, we know you love country. Why don't you just, you know, why don't you do country, you know?" And I was like, "All right, let me think about it." You know, at first I was like, and then I was like, I love country, but I was just like, I don't know if in Jersey that would be a thing, you know. And so then I went home and I thought about it for a couple of weeks, and then I was like, you know what? I love country, and it's gonna come from the heart. It's, you know, I've been into country for 20 years, 25 years. So I was like, at least it's gonna come from the heart, and I'm gonna love it. You know, if we get a good response, great. You know, if we don't, at least I'm doing something I love, and it just took off when I told my band, you know, they weren't really country guys. You know, they were not. They never listened to country. You know, and once I gave them like a set of songs, and I said, "This is what we're doing," they loved it. They were just like, "Holy, this is amazing," you know. And they all became country guys, and to my surprise, a little to my surprise, it just took off. And you know, last year we did 70 plus shows. You know, 30 townships. You know, I actually saw the sign from Millburn when I was coming here, and we just signed the contract for Millburn,
That's
the township.
awesome.
Yeah.
So you do all these venues and everything, and which I mean, this is coming out first. When I had asked to get on stage with you guys, let me tell you. So, like, I do stand up. Obviously, you know that. There is something being so out of, like, again, I've stood in front of people. I have no problem doing that. Standing in front of people, knowing that I'm not telling jokes. I was shitting bricks,
different.
man. Like, I don't know what it was, because again, I've only ever been at Jake's in the crowd, standing. That it looked like it went on forever.
Well, it would be
How
the same
long it
thing.
was.
It would be the same thing as if I get up on stage. I've been playing music and playing for thousands. I showed you the video for when we did Hoboken last year. It was like 30,000 people, literally 30,000 people. You know, a field of just a sea of people, and it was just us. It wasn't like it was multiple bands. It was just us, and there was 30,000 people. If I would get on stage in front of 10 people to tell jokes, I would shit my pants. I would, without a doubt. Like, it's completely different. It's just, you know, whoever thinks is like, oh, I'm on stage. I don't get nervous. I always tell everyone, especially, you know, people that are new to getting on stage, you know, and I go, look, the only reason you get nervous is because you're not ready, right? Now, ready means also that it's not your element, right? So, but with someone that's a singer or a guitar player or whatever, I go, if you do your homework, right, and you learn everything perfectly, you shouldn't be nervous. Because we only get nervous because we think we're going to screw up, right? So when you think, man, I don't want to screw up, you start getting nervous, right? But if you're ready, you're prepared, you're well prepared, and you know the stuff inside and out, you shouldn't get nervous. Because the only reason you get nervous is because you don't know the stuff or you might screw up. In this case, it's just the unknown. You know what I mean? Like, you know how to tell a joke. you're not a singer, professionally. So you're like, I don't want to screw up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then when you get up there, yes, it's just different. It's just different. That's when you get nervous. You know what I mean? Because it's not your element.
That's why, like, when the song started, like, I think I started way too early. At one point, I was like, Lee's gonna fix it.
You're
Lee's gonna fix
a
it."
little off time. Yeah, a little off time, But also,
Well, I'm
it
different
was
from
kind of like a
singing in my
feel.
car.
It was a feel thing, you know what I mean? Because I was kind of like seeing where you were, meaning how well you were doing. And then I was like, all right, I'll either let you go back and forth, which I did on some parts, or I'll sing with you if I feel that you might not come in on time because it's a more intricate part. I'll jump in with you and we'll do it together, It was fine. It was cool.
It's funny. We since like I think you saw like my girlfriend was there, and she saw that he had his Apple Watch on, and it was like maybe one song left. So she goes to his Apple Watch and just checks his heart rate. He was like at like 130 or something.
Yeah, I was
Dude,
so
you looked pale, right? I came up to you and I was like,
He looks nervous. I'm like, he is very much.
dude, you were like, just like blank face. I was like, oh, dude, he's nervous. He's nervous.
when we get there, like, again, we're just making sure we have the camera guy with us. And I didn't realize, like, I'm just like drinking the Angry Orchard or whatever. And Jane at one point's like, "You good, dude?" I didn't realize, like, we're there 10 minutes. I had already finished one. And I was like, I didn't realize how nervous I was.
And that's the thing. Yeah, we overdrink when we're nervous. We think that's going to make it better, which it does to a point.
Yeah.
But it does affect your memory.
Well, that's the one thing I was like, I cannot get on the stage fucked up. I was like, I cannot do that. I was like,
Did you have a little drink? I know you had a drink, but I'm saying, were you feeling it or no?
I had like 2 Angry. It was nothing.
Yeah, no, that's nothing.
I also wanted to remember it, even though like that was.
I was feeling it a lot more than you, for sure. I was already into like my second breakdown, so I was already feeling it.
I wanted to ask you because I tend to notice like really small things, and like when I took like one music class in like high school, I took like an intro to guitar. If I tried to play something, I have to focus on playing it, and I feel like if I focus on any other part of the song, I lose my rhythm. You were having a whole conversation while playing the guitar, and then you got back into like sing, and you didn't miss a single note. Like, is that something that you have to teach yourself? Like, what is like,
I don't even think about it. Yeah, no. It's just, it's like muscle memory. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to think about my playing the guitar, right? So I can start playing a song right now on guitar and just have this conversation.
Yeah, I feel like I lose it. Like I literally just beat rhythm. I lose it all.
But
The
it's like
second I'm
everything
like
else.
not looking at the guitar.
It's like everything else, you acting, right? To you, probably acting is a natural thing, right? And you have your methods and you have but maybe you think about them, maybe you don't, but it's a natural thing, right? If I were going to act, I would have to really, really concentrate and think about, especially if I'm showing emotions. I don't even know how actors do when they cry. I don't understand
I'm
it.
working on it myself. I don't know.
Dude, I don't understand it. Like how, boom, waterworks is nuts, So again, every whatever your expertise is, and you've been working on it for years, and you become an expert on it. So my expertise is that I don't really, when I'm on stage, I'm not thinking. So I can just, in the middle of a song, start talking, and the song keeps going and I keep playing and I'm just talking, and then jump back in exactly where I'm supposed to jump back in. It's decades of doing it.
I wonder if we have it on camera, but literally like he just starts playing, and I don't know all the members of the band. He wears the cowboy hat. Brian. So I think you and Brian literally had a conversation, and you're leaning back just talking to him, still strumming the guitar, and then you guys share a laugh, come back, right on cue. And I'm like,
I can't do that.
Me and Brian do that a lot. We have full conversations, and then Brian that's my brother. You know what I mean? Like he's been with me since the breakdown.
Oh, wow.
He's been with me 12 years. And we always tell each other, the day you're done, I'm done. The day I'm done, you're done. You know what I mean? Literally. If tomorrow Brian said, "Hey Lee, look, man, for whatever reason I can't do it anymore," I would hang him up.
Wow.
I wouldn't do it without Brian. Yeah. But he'll be around forever. He's a lifer.
I was gonna say, Adrian, you ever tell me you're done? I'm still doing this.
It's like, cool. I just need to find another Hispanic.
That's great.
See, but with one thing is like blows my mind about bands that everyone has to be on point. Like, if one person now, can you pick that up? If you're going and you can tell someone's like dragging, or I don't know if that's like the correct term. Like,
No, of course, but obviously, that is music 101. The timing and everybody following the drummer is music 101. You know what I mean? So I'm not listening to the keyboard. I'm not listening to the bass. I'm listening to the drums. That's it.
that was
And you just stay with the drums. So even you, like when you started singing, right? Or didn't start singing, it was you. I think you were just what the mistake is. By amateurs, let's put it right.
Yeah.
Amateur singers or any is that they're trying to listen to the song.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're like, am I going? Whereas just if you hear the drums, it's like you just follow the drums. You know what I mean? That's all we're doing. We're just hearing the beat. Everyone's hearing the beat, and as long as the drummer is on point, everybody else should be on point.
It was probably one that I don't dance professionally, but when I learned how to dance bachata, it was the most important thing of where is the beat in the song? It tells you the pace that you have to move in. It literally tells you when your foot has to land on the ground. Because I try to listen to the whole song, and I mean, if you listen to salsa or bachata, it is so overwhelming with instruments that you're like, where is the beat? But if you're literally just looking for it makes everything so much simpler because you can move to that. And then it just looks like you're moving to the entire song.
So this is just kind of a random story. There was one time I went out to some Spanish club. I don't remember what the name of it is. And I was with a bunch of my friends who were Patterson.
There's a lot of Hispanics there.
Yeah, a lot of Hispanics about it.
So with all my friends who are Hispanic, and we're trying to dance, have a good time. And I was like, "Are you guys listening to the beat or the words? Like, who dances to the words?" I'm like, "Oh, is that not?"
Yeah, the words are I think the lyrics are probably the most the worst indicator of the beat because there's so many different flows and rhythms that you can sing in, and it has nothing to do with.
But now I get it when you see people dancing and they're all scatterbrain, right? Scatter feet, happy feet. Maybe they're listening in bachata. Maybe they're listening to the horns, and the horns are going. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. So they're they're just trying to move to the horns. No. Follow the drums.
Yeah, there's a little drum just going. So there's the song. It's dun, dun, da, 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 dun, dun, da, 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 and people get lost in that dun, da, 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 but you keep the same thing. It's dun, dun, da, 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 dun,
Maybe we'll do that.
da, 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 dun, dun, da, 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 and that's all you have to move to. But people just hear all the other stuff. Listen, that's all ear candy. You do not move to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Now
it makes sense.
I line dance. They teach it to you. That's a thing.
Well, line dancing is that's as basic as it gets when it comes to dancing. It's because it's just a uniform.
Follow that wall.
It's
that
a
wall,
lesson.
that wall.
Yeah, you go that way, you go that way, which is great. And that the cool thing about line dancing is it's a community thing. You know what I mean? It's you got 20 people here, they're all doing exactly the same thing, and they'll feel united, almost like a band. They feel like a team.
Yeah.
So that's the cool thing about line dancing for sure.
So when it comes to when you go on stage, is there a song that you would just not perform, or
Talking about now or
I guess just
ever?
in general? Because I know you stick to country now, or when it was the breakdown, was it a very popular song where you're everyone loves it to hear, I can't stand playing it, or
Well, if you ask my drummer Spice, don't ever play American Girl.
really?
He hates American Girl. But then I've had guitar players that would not play Blister in the Sun. They'll be like, nope. I'm lucky that John, my guitar player, he loves everything. So I can tell John, let's play Sweet Caroline, and he'll be like, yeah, if I tell him, dude, the audience is gonna love it. John is like, I'm down.
So,
He's a company man for sure. He's a soldier.
Do you know about like the thing of like you don't walk into a guitar store, test out the guitars, and play Stairway to Heaven?
Yeah, is that a thing? Well, I know it's a thing, but like,
I don't know. Be honest with you, I don't know how to play Stairway to Heaven, so I wouldn't know. I'm not that good.
now when do you guys decide like, hey, we got to incorporate this new song, or like, is it just like, oh, this is definitely popular and just
Yeah, you got to go by different metrics. You know, if you're smart. You know, I don't want to give all the secrets, but
I got you.
it's as like we all play the same songs. You know, it's just how well you play them. It's just you gotta like it's got to be popular. Obviously, it's you go to like iTunes and see the downloads, or you go to YouTube and see how many views it has. You know what I mean? And then you can. Some songs actually, believe it or not, don't have that many views, let's say on YouTube, but they're extremely popular. Like you play them and everybody sings them, So yeah, it's some sort of formula, but it's not, it's also a feel thing, like you want to do songs that you really like. Like if you started doing songs that just because they're popular, but you don't really like doing them, then I'll be in the same situation as with the breakdown where I was like, I'm not feeling this, So I got to kind of walk that line, whereas I understand it's a business, and I understand that we want to draw people and we want to draw a crowd, and the venue's got to be happy and everything else. But at the same time, the band has to be happy with what they're playing. If you told me today, look, country's outlawed, you can't play country, play any, you have to go back to playing what you were playing before, I would hang them up. You know what I mean? Because so like I said, it's a fine line of songs that are popular, but also songs that we love playing. One of the songs that we enjoy the most playing is courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue by Toby Keith.
Yeah.
And obviously sometimes we pick the venues because it does, the lyrics are, I'm not going to say political, but they do talk about, the army and us being a force. And some people that are not going to like that because they're not into that type of, so we gotta be also very careful and considerate to a point, you know what I mean? Of, this is not the venue for this song, for example, when we played Delaware, Paradise, just an amazing spot in Delaware. I told you guys, if you guys want to come down with us, you guys can. We stay over and it's a fun time. And people down there they love Toby Keith. They love that song. They'll sing it word by word. You know what I mean? So, you pick the venues, and the crowd, and you're respectful to the venue, and, to where they want to hear certain songs, you play them with their own, but yeah, it's and like I said about courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue, we love playing that song. We get goosebumps when we play it, because it's very patriotic, extremely patriotic. So we get goosebumps when we do it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean that's why, like, my drummer Spice, he never did country, and we had conversations before he joined the band where he was like, yeah, Lee, I don't know country, So I was like, well, you gotta learn, man. You gotta listen to it, right? There's some good stuff now. And now that's all he listens to since he joined the band, because he started listening to country. All of a sudden he joined the band, and and he, like, that song, and there's a couple other songs that he goes, dude, I get emotional when I'm behind the drums, like literally emotional. Most cover bands don't have that reaction. They're just playing. They're playing small things, Worst Enemy, Living on a Prayer, which we do, for 45 seconds, But yeah, that's the great thing about what we do, is that we really, really, really love country, and we feel it. Like every song, we really enjoy playing them, and I think it translates to the crowd.
I mean, you guys put on a great show, which one thing that kind of also, because I want to say I'd seen you guys at Jake's before. I don't know if it was as Breakdown or as Austin City, but because I remember so vividly, you guys bring up like the screens behind you with like your logo on it. And I remember enjoying it because I like country, which I want to get to. You are eager to get on stage with them as well.
Well, I'm open to. you're screaming eager as if I'm like, please, please, please. I'm down. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's funny enough, I don't listen to that much country. So I think it would be like we get, two birds, one stone situation where I learn some country. I get up on stage and I perform. Now, listen, at the end of the day, I'm a theater kid. I like performing. That's classically trained in theater.
We'll pick a good one.
Yeah.
We'll pick a good one.
Go right ahead. I'm telling you, dude.
I think our next show is in March. I think it's March 14th at Just Jake's. Yeah, I think it's March 14th.
Be on the look.
Yeah. So we'll do something.
Go right ahead. I'm telling you. I go on stage, bro. Go ahead. Dude, if you freeze, I will get extra cameras to go with this.
Listen. All right. At some point, someone's winning if I'm on stage. Someone's winning in some way.
But you know what, too? You were thrown to the deep end, because you were like center stage, like a lead, which, you can easily just get on stage and sort of sing backups and kind of help me out here and there. You're on stage, you're doing it, we're all having fun, and you don't feel that pressure. I think it was the spotlight was on you, all right, he's gonna sing now, So I think if we do more of just like a casual kind of get on stage and kind of, you see this a lot when actors or whatever get on, or baseball players get on stage with, an artist, and they don't take a lead. They'll just sing along.
Yeah, the hype is that they're just there.
Yeah, and your face is out there and everybody's like, oh, that's cool, So I think we just threw you into the deep end. And listen, man.
Later on, you were kind of feeling it.
You pulled it off, yeah.
You could see it. Like at first, you're like a little frantic, but as the song was going along, like you could tell you were kind of just.
Yeah, the headlights passed by you. Yeah. Like at first, it was like, oh, and then okay, I'm good.
Yeah, I think you'll be able to see it in the footage where like at first you're a little skittish. You're like the nerves are still like hitting you as the song's playing, but like by the time the second verse hits, you're like in it. You're like, I like this now. I think you literally grew an appreciation for it while you were doing it.
I do remember just like at one point I was just like, we're like halfway through the song. I'm not gonna faint, so I haven't passed out yet. So
we should have done a shot on stage.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, for everybody here, I got my beer somewhere, but it started kind of spilling all over the place. So out of respect for the studio, I put it away. Right, now I'm regretting it.
I wanted to ask, because every we always, before we started rolling, we started talking about like how we all have different forms of art and it's very collaborative. I kind of wanted to like focus on for me, I'll give like a small story. When I did theater in college, the energy of a live crowd as a theater kid is something that like it kind of changes the performance for the actors, where we kind of rehearse the pacing of the scene, the beats we're gonna hit, how hard we want to hit certain lines. There's like certain moments where like once we kind of hear the reactions of the crowd to certain things, we kind of switch it up and kind of like give that to them even more. Where we did this show where I was a lawyer, and basically it was like someone had pushed someone outside of a window and we were trying to find justice for something. And it was like a very like political play. And I remember I was giving this, like, I had a scene all of my own where I had a speech, and what's it called? At first I gave the speech very proper, like I wasn't preaching too much. But then once the crowd kind of started noticing that I was about to give the news that he was guilty, they started getting hype. I kind of went more into like the style of an MLK, where it's like, it's out there, it's pronounced, and they were eating it up. So when I finished the scene, everyone's like, we have to hammer in the fact that we got justice. Like, I don't know what we were focusing on initially, but it's the fact that like we can kind of hear what the crowd was really taking away from it. Like, we have to lean into this now.
Yeah.
And it basically, like, in a very small but significant way to all of us, it changed the show in a way. So I wanted to ask.
That was the short version of that story.
I could go on for hours because I really love that show. I wanted to ask you, when you're on stage, like as someone who is very much like looking into the crowd, because we had to look at our scene partners. I wasn't looking into the crowd. But as someone who's like looking into the crowd, singing to the crowd, what do they do for you at moments?
Oh, they're everything.
Right.
That's why you do it. That's why you do it. It's if you're playing a show and you get no reaction from the crowd, man, like your soul dies. It's just your soul dies. So going back to what I said about loving the songs we do and the material we do, right? So if you're playing songs and you're feeling it, you're loving it, but the crowd is not, then you're being a little bit narcissist. You're like, it's just for yourself. It's just for you. Then you're just, and part of being a musician, an actor, a podcaster, a comedian, is being an entertainer. It's you want to give to the crowd, to the audience, right? You're not doing it for yourself, meaning you're doing it for yourself in the sense that you love it and you get, emotions, passion, right? The satisfaction. But it's because the crowd is enjoying it, right? If you're telling jokes and the crowd is not laughing, why are you doing it, right?
Comment at my shows.
Well, it takes time, right? But again, so it's everything. When the crowd is hyped, let's say like Saturday at Jake's, right? Mm-hmm. The crowd is hyped and they're singing along and whatever. Like you said, you lean more into maybe pauses, like you pause a little longer because the crowd starts yelling and screaming, or they start singing along. So all of a sudden I tell the band, and that's when the band is gelling like us, you know what I mean? I can just give a sign to my guys and they stop music and just the drums keeps going.
Yeah, it happened a couple of times. I remember just hearing the drums and the crowd did not skip a beat.
Because I knew the crowd was going to sing.
Yeah.
Now, if it's a dead crowd, or let's say it's a venue that is not that crowded, you skip that part. You know what I mean? And there's shows, I'm sure, you guys know, shows that you just, in a way, you won over. You know what I mean? The crowd's not feeling or whatever it is, which is rare nowadays for us. Like and it's not blowing smoke, we're doing really well in pretty much every room we play, we get that kind of reaction, like next weekend, we're at, not this weekend, the 13th and 14th, we're at Wobbly Barn in Killington, Vermont, right? Okay. So we play Friday and Saturday, that's going to be just Jake's 2 nights in a row. You know what I mean? It's going to be crazy. Yeah.
Now, talking about the most recent Saturday, there was one woman. Did you notice her? She was at the front. Whoa. I'd be shocked if you missed her. I'd be shocked if you missed her.
The one that was twerking?
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
Dude, I see everything.
Dude, I tell you, I could have set Jaden up with her. I could have.
No, yeah, I'm like watching the band. I look over. This is my reaction. I'm like, whoa.
No, there's always people having fun, their way. Like I don't judge anyone, like we judge, we laugh. Yeah, we laugh, like it's interesting and it's funny, but listen, if you're having fun and you're not hurting anybody else or bothering anybody else, because a lot of people will have fun, but they're bothering someone, mm-hmm. They're bothering the people around them if they're, just moving too much or, whatever they're doing that is just, I've had to stop shows because people get crazy and they start, spraying the beers or whatever drinks they got, because they get so hyped up and they might be a little buzz,
Yeah.
And it's like, no, my boy, you can't do that. You know what I mean? Because you're feeling it, but now you're spraying everybody else around you that don't want to be sprayed.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to kind of put a little, control on.
Yeah, respect her. She had her space.
Yeah, like she was doing it and she wasn't bothering anybody, so she was doing her thing. She was looking for either looking for a husband or she was away from her husband. One of the two. Either way, nobody got hurt.
She grabbed me. I think at one point I stepped away from you guys, I don't know, grabbing a drink or just chill or whatever. And it was after I performed. She grabs me and immediately I was like, oh shit. And she was like, you're fucking hot. And I was like,
so he's right, looking for a husband or she's away from him right now.
And she would have said the same exact thing to him. She would have said the same exact thing. You're hot.
But that's also why I'm happy, like, when we've done the Jake's videos have been very... Because I knew a couple people who were at this most recent one, because everyone... The second I was like, oh, yeah, I'm getting on stage, everyone's like, oh, yeah, I'll be free. I'm like, oh, now everyone's free on this Saturday. We stay very low-key. I mean, we had the extra camera guy. We had Peter, which he was great.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Peter was looking for angles. I mean, let me tell you, like, I don't know if you've, like, shared the footage with him yet, but...
I haven't done it yet.
No? Okay, cool. Let me
I'll pick
when
that
you
up
get
tonight.
that footage, he's going to make it seem like you guys performed at a sold-out, gigantic show. His angles are really good. He
Well, we did.
I know you weren't on the stage, but it was.
It was a sold out, huge.
No, like it really feels like because he's from like the film world, like he actually is like a camera guy. So like while you guys were performing, he was just like kind of going on one side, being like, okay, now if I just walk over here, just walk over here, I gotta go on that side, and then like literally we just see him disappear for a bit, go on the other side, and just
He was
on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I would have known he was there, I would have planned it. Maybe like we would have, because I would have granted him and I don't think Judge Jakes would have cared, access to the stage. Like if you wanted to get some behind the band or close-ups of the drummer or the keyboard player, I was like, just come in, just come up. So maybe next time.
Yeah, we did. That's why I was also happy we had the one camera on the stage pointing out.
At the crowd, yeah.
I looked at a little bit of that footage. I'm like,
Looks good.
that was a cool one. I'm not gonna lie,
It looks good.
because you had mentioned that you're like, oh yeah, I think it'd be cool, and I quickly like kind of worked out. I'm like, all right, if we put it here, which credit to them as well. We had it on a speaker, which I don't think was plugged in.
No, that speaker was never like that.
But just to be safe, there's like a couple layers of scotch tape holding it down. I was like, I really hope that camera doesn't fall.
Did you
He
see
gave that camera a wet willy.
Did you?
Well, he didn't touch it, but he
I
went.
didn't touch it. Yeah, no, that would have messed up everything. Did you see the footage of you performing?
I have seen the one that we had your guys' camera.
Okay.
And I have not gotten Peter's angle yet, which I can see what you mean where I'm like standing so still in the beginning. Because also you started playing free for a little bit.
Yep.
Which, so I guess someone just yelled out they wanted to hear free, right?
They always yell out "Free Bird."
Oh, yeah, free bird. So he was like, all right.
It's the most annoying thing in the world. And I shouldn't say that because then you're gonna have assholes fucking like, oh, we're gonna yell out "Free Bird" more now.
Yeah.
So again, I was so like tunnel vision in that moment. When you started playing Freebird, I was like, this doesn't sound like the song. Like, I quickly was getting ready to sing to like Freebird thinking at Carolina. Like,
Yeah. No. Like let me see, freaking. Like that was. When did we do it? I think we did it before free. I think we did it right before free. That's Carolina, I'm pretty sure.
My heart rate was at like 300. So
yeah, I think you were dizzy. You were dizzy, and your memories of the night are a little scrambled. But we did Heads Carolina before free.
Yeah. I just remember like you kind of were on stage, and then people were just shouting out songs. So like he was just playing a couple chords of each song.
I was like, we're playing Heads Carolina.
Oh no! You know what it was? Now it makes sense what you're saying, because we do free Into the Mystic, right? We do this little medley, and that was after Heads Carolina when you got up on stage. But you're right. Someone yelled out "Free Bird," and I started playing while you were on stage. I'm sorry, man. I made you. I kept you on the fryer a little more than in the frying pan a little longer. You were simmering.
When he started playing it, I was like, did Lee just set me up? I was like, I thought you completely changing the song on me. I was about to be like, I don't know.
God.
Okay, we're talking lyrics.
See, now that I think about it, you being nervous, and I'm like messing around with silly songs, and you're just standing and going like, dude, I'm so...
You know, there was probably like a couple people just looking at you, like, okay, so why is he there?
Why is he there?
Are we going Freebird? He's not singing. What's going on?
And you probably, like, I wasn't looking at you, so probably like you were like, what's going on here, dude?
That's the thing, is like you're adjusting the guitar. I'm like, don't adjust the guitar, just play the
That's right. He took what's that thing called?
Yeah, what is that? You have like a clamp.
capo.
Was it?
Capo.
Capo.
Yeah, basically it just It's like a really fast.
Oh no, I didn't want the answer from the guitar player. It's okay.
Yeah, basically you
trying to
can.
show my little music.
Yeah, you can transpose any song very quickly. You know what I mean? Like, so if Heads Carolina, if I just want to play higher, I just move the capo up and I can literally play it. I'm transposing, fret by fret. So you just
So instead of
just
like
change the
tuning the
keys.
guitar entirely with just the strings, you basically just put it a little lower. And obviously, like the lower you play on the guitar, the higher it gets. So basically, you're just going a couple. I don't know if I would say an octave, but you're just going higher really quickly.
Yeah. And it's easier, like if you play a song and you play certain chords, right? And you're used to playing those chords, you don't need the capo if you can just be that good and transpose, right? So if I'm playing, let's say, an A, right? And I put the capo on the second fret, then I would just play a G, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or if I'm playing a G with the capo on let me say the other way around. If I'm playing a G and the capo's on the second fret, right? And I don't need the capo. I can just play an A and it's the same chord without the capo. But when you like know a song and it's whatever chords, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden you have to transpose, a step, two step, whole step, whatever. It's just easier to you grab the capo and you're still playing the same chords, you know what I mean? Then
So
trying to figure out all different chords, just to play it in a different key. So it's just something musical there.
Yeah. Now, why does everyone always yell out Freebird? That was like one question.
It's and this is the funny thing about Freebird, that every person that yells out Freebird, 90% of them, when I start playing Freebird, they don't know that that's Freebird. I promise you. I promise you. Then I always say, like,
They probably just know it from Kingsman.
no, they just because they hear other people saying it.
Oh, okay.
They hear, so it's like the silly thing to say. Freebird, play Freebird. It's like the silly thing to say. You can see I get emotional about that. I get angry. I get angry about that.
You might have said, "I don't know if Freebird."
I think
you might have said that. Now that I'm thinking about it.
It's crazy because I've played Freebird before and I can never, and it's 3 chords. It's the easiest song ever. Literally, it's the easiest song ever. And I just don't bother to learn it. Yeah. And now we're going to have probably a lot of people start yelling Freebird.
Freebird.
There's a comment in it.
But again, though, the times I've done it, the person that yelled it or the people that yelled it are just talking to each other. They have no idea that I'm playing Freebird.
Who actually did it? I didn't know.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, whatever. Like Scotty doesn't know. Like that's with the regular cover bands. They yell out Freebird too with the regular cover bands. Because like I said, they don't even know they never heard Freebird. But they hear other people yelling Freebird. So it's kind of like the thing, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to be smart or funny. And but also with the regular cover bands, Scotty doesn't know. That was the one too. Scotty doesn't know. But actually, I'll give the ones that scream out Scotty doesn't know more credit because they know Scotty doesn't know. They'll start singing it.
Mhm.
They're like, yeah, they're Freebird. Yeah.
So
They just know.
this is a quick little random story. Or if you have a question, I saw you kind of prepped one up.
I think you'll go, and then I'll ask it.
Okay, this is like totally like off kind of what we were talking about. So I recently just saw Rascal Flatts.
You did?
Yeah.
You went live?
Yeah.
Oh, me and my wife saw them like 3 years ago. No, it was before the pandemic, I think. Oh, shoot.
Oh, really?
Time flies, dude. Shoot. So
They
it was
put
probably
on
like
great concert. I'll tell you.
like 19 or something.
Yeah, because I'd always like my favorite song is "Life Is a Highway,"
Mm-hmm.
and it was called the "Life Is a Highway" tour. So I figured they were gonna play it. So
It'd be something if they didn't, right?
So first of all, concert starts. People I'm with, we all stand up. The people behind us tapped on us to sit down. I was like, "Are you serious right now?" And like the dude next to me, we didn't know him, but like we became cordial, like as like the opening bands are playing, and he started like mouthing off at him, and I was like, "I'm on his side. Like we're at a concert, stand up." So inevitably, we all just like sat down. I was like, "Whatever. I'm just here for music," and that's part of the reason I love Jason's. I just love live music.
Mm-hmm.
So they played through the entire show. The first band member comes out. He's like, "Oh, we loved touring. This is one of our favorite things to do. We just love going to different states, and we can do that because of Jesus." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Wasn't expecting that. I just what he was going towards is kind of a weird right turn. I'm like, whatever, no big deal.
Because
No
of
shame.
Jesus, he said?
Yeah, because of Jesus. I'm like, okay. Again, it was
And
just
this is one of the
lead singers.
Gary LeBox. Is it the lead singer with
Not
the
the lead
spiky
yet.
blonde hair?
Not
That's
him
Gary
yet.
LeBox, yeah.
So 20 more minutes go on the concert, whatever. Next band member comes forward. Oh, we're having a great time. We love that you guys are having a great time. We can all do this, because of Jesus. I'm like, okay. Okay. Huh. I was like, all right, two very religious. And again, no shame. Like, do what you want to do. No big deal.
Religion.
Yeah. Then we're in like the last maybe 10 minutes of the show. Lead singer comes forward. He's like, we all drinking beer? We're like, yeah. He's like, we're all getting drunk? We're like, yeah. He's like, we can all have a good party tonight because of Jesus. I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right.
It's like, no.
Hey, I drank beer because of Jesus.
That one really threw me off. So
You
then,
drink water or wine? We can drink.
so
I
then,
should start using that with my wife. Honey, I drink beer. It's
because Jesus. It's like one of my things that I'm just like, because of Jesus. So then, like, they do the thing where they get off, and then, how do you feel when they're like, one more song? Are you guys prepped for like people to be like, just do one more song or something? Like,
yeah, we not only know the songs we play, we got extra, like 30 extras. You know what I mean?
you kind of look at each other like,
yeah,
want to do this one, do this
yeah,
one.
we'll just pick a song that's pretty cool.
So-
Usually a funny one, like a goofy one. We don't do something.
So they do the encore, they do Summer Nights. They still haven't played Life is a Highway.
No way.
So now I'm waiting, and
Oh, that's fair.
I was like, all right, let's just play the song. And like, I can tell I'm starting to like, I'm 25 now. I'm like, come on, I gotta be some traffic. So he's like, I know why a lot of you are here. I was like, yes. He's like, because the Lord. I'm like, play the fucking song. Play the song from Cars.
Did they?
Yeah, finally, after like, but then he went on like a 10-minute thing about like religion. I'm like, just play the song from the Pixar movie.
I tell you what, that's interesting. That's it, because like I said, when we went to see them, not one mention of Jesus,
Really?
not one single
I
mention.
quietly looked at my friend. I was like, we're in church right now? I was like,
That's
Has
interesting.
to be a new thing. They probably were like on their third show doing that.
Wow.
If you've been religious for a long time, it kind of peter off of it a little bit. But the fact they were like, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. I think it was a new thing that they were doing.
I was just so like, play the song.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
really?
funny.
Oh, this one, my head almost popped off my shoulders when they did this one. They start playing the opening chorus, stopped, and I was like, you're fucking killing me.
Good night.
I was like, this is killing me, bro.
Imagine. Good night.
Like,
We actually have the flight to catch, so sorry.
we ran overtime, my bad.
Where'd you see him?
Prudential.
Okay.
Okay, I saw him at PNC.
Oh, that's a good venue. I like. Wait, what?
Right on the Parkway on exit 116 is Homedale.
Okay.
Homedale, I think.
Mm.
It's it's an amphitheater. So you got the seats under, under the roof, and then you got the grass seats, that people just put like
Lawn chairs, whatever.
carpets, rugs, whatever,
That's how you know I'm a diehard like baseball fan. I hear PNC, I'm like, oh, PNC Park in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you said Pittsburgh. I'm like, you live in Jersey. How do you not know this?
Host concerts.
And I would not go to Pittsburgh to watch Rascal Flatts.
Yeah, right.
And I think at that time I was in Sayreville. Like now I'm west. I'm almost by Eastern PA.
Oh, wow.
But at that time I was in Sayreville, so it was 20 minutes away. Very practical.
It's a great venue. I love that venue.
And they put on a great show. Can't remember who opened up for them.
For me, it was
Couldn't have been that good.
Chris Lane. Oh, and a woman just had a kid. What's her name? Give me
A
second,
woman
Joe
that just
Bob.
had a kid?
Yeah, no, it really slims it down.
About maybe a quarter of the population.
Yeah. Sorry, you had a question that I cut you off.
Oh
on.
yeah,
You were
no.
gonna ask.
So I remember hearing this story about this guitarist who he just grew up with a guitar in his hands. Like he just always played it. He basically figured it out on his own without teaching.
Lauren Alina? Is that right? No?
What?
Oh, they're performing in Nashville tomorrow. You want to go?
Oh yeah, let's put away. But yeah. So I forgot what his name was, but he never really learned music theory, and he basically like wanted to try it out, and he said that his playing got so much worse because like now he's trying to learn the names of the chords, and he's trying to like learn music theory, and like he was like, no, he basically dropped like all the classes, and he went, I'm gonna go back to just playing it by ear because that's how he learned it. So I wanted to know, like, when you started playing guitar, like, did you learn it just by like you always had a guitar as a kid, or like did you go to like some kind of music school, or like did you have someone teach it to you, and like what's your like way of learning?
Basically, when I was like 10 years old, I started taking lessons, guitar lessons. Um, but very few. There wasn't like a dedicated thing. I really never wanted to be a guitar player per se. I just wanted to be a musician. So I took guitar lessons, I took piano lessons, I took, vocal lessons. As through the years. Then, yeah, like I mean, at a certain point in my life, I was pretty good with theory, but I never pursued it. If you put a music sheet in front of me, I'll be completely lost. I could tell you the most simple things, but not. And I think that's 99% of musicians you'll see. Like, they're not uh, they're not strong on theory. It's more they either learned by ear or just from someone. You know what I mean? Like this. Yeah. So yeah, and I can see that where it's like if you get too technical, with theory, you can maybe miss the emotion or something, right? Because a lot of songs sometimes don't make sense theory wise, like the common progressions and but if you're always thinking, it almost becomes like a math problem, you know what I mean? And too technical. So the greatest musicians really in history were not theory guys, from Jimi Hendrix to, Paul McCartney, you know what I mean? Or John Lennon. They were not. They didn't know how to read.
It's funny because when I act, like, yeah, I do all the technical stuff in the like rehearsal process, but the minute I hear action, I drill it so deep into my head that I let it go once I hear action, and it's all just what I've convinced my character is. But it's like I don't think about, now I have to hit my mark over here, and now I have to say this. The minute I hear action, that's it. Adrian is no longer the host of this body. It is now the character that is hosting this body, and it will move as the character sees fit. But it's like everything goes out the window once I hear action. I do all the work beforehand, but I don't even think about it the minute that like the scene starts. So mine is like a little bit of both.
I feel like that at Jake's too. Only my body just left my
And your body was just standing there while he was playing Freebird, and you're like, oh my God.
Your soul definitely left your body. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, again, mentioning I love live music, I think I was just watching you the whole time. I was like, this is cool. I was like, I got the best seat in the house right now.
Yeah, because like we're always in the front when you guys are playing, and then I don't know where you told him like one more song, and then he just goes.
I was like, oh, we're really doing this.
You know what it is when you're on stage? It's almost like you have like on a script, you have like the PowerPoints in a way,
and like the songs, but then everything else is improvised. Yeah, right. Which I think when you listen to some of the great actors, a lot of their dialogue is improvised. Yeah,
right?
it's almost sure, like the sure where they're going, and they kind of read who did I see not too long ago? It was an actor, Billy Bob Thornton with Landman. He was saying that he goes, yeah, I read the script like in the morning before they shoot. He goes, I just go over it, kind of get the, the theme of the conversation and the scene. He goes, and then he just improvises. Because he goes, if I learn it word by word, or we're talking about theory, it doesn't feel natural. Yeah, he goes, it's not how I speak. Yeah, you know what I mean? So I'm literally speaking like someone else. So he goes, I just sort of know what I'm supposed to say, and then it's just him, Yeah, and that's where, flowing, just forgetting about theory or, the script word by word, or, even though other, I'm sure actors is different. Yeah, some actors are like dead letter perfect. That's like the word for it. Like they're dead letter perfect. They won't miss a single word, but they hit the pauses exactly where they need to go. Like they're very technical with it. It's funny. I don't know if we did a pilot show that's actually on the Laugh Track YouTube channel, and because he wrote it, there are like some things that just I know I wouldn't say it like that, so I would just say, hey, I'm gonna change this up, but as the writer of the show, I just want to make sure that it's cool with you. And he goes, yeah, do whatever you want. I'm like, all right, cool. And then I just
No.
Yeah, I am.
I've heard that there
No.
are directors like that.
I've heard that there are directors that's like, you need to do this exactly as I wrote it.
You should have stuck to your guns.
Yeah,
man.
right.
No.
You know,
I would have
Jay-
figured out a way.
This is winning an Oscar the way it is.
I think I'm gonna tell this and then we'll wrap it up. But I think like the second day I kept like flubbing a line or whatever, and Jane's like, "You wrote the thing." I'm like, "I wrote it and fucking memorized it." Like, he wrote half of it as well. So, but real quick, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on, Lee.
Man, my pleasure.
You and the band are just always so much fun to hang out with, and you guys were so cool about the first time, and then we had a blast the second time.
Yeah.
After I got off stage, I was like, "I'm not driving. I am letting loose. I am relaxing now."
Yeah, you must have been drowning in your sorrows because I didn't see you for the rest of the night. Like I literally, like the first time you were right there interviewing me, this, that.
Yeah.
You disappeared, man. I was like, oh, he's just like,
I can't believe it.
click.
But just thank you so much for coming on. Just thanks
My
so much
pleasure.
for like always hanging out with us. You guys are so much fun, and
My
like
pleasure, brother.
I definitely we'd love to work with you again and the band and all that.
There's gonna be a good relationship, man. Because it's beyond. It's the cool thing about helping each other out, right? Beyond helping each other out is that I think we genuinely like each other. So that's you build friendships. You don't always build friendships with everybody, but then when you do, you cherish them. So you guys are very cool, and that's why. I mean, I wouldn't invite you guys down to Vermont or Delaware or whatever. You guys want to come down?
Yeah.
Come with us. Bring the cameras and just don't shoot everything. Just shoot some- we gotta be. Yeah, just stage stuff. When we get back to the house, no. There's a lot of drinking back at the house. So yeah, like as you guys got an open invitation for whenever if you guys see on our calendar somewhere away, you know what I mean, like Vermont or Delaware or Maryland or whatever,
Mhm.
just give me a shout, and we'll make room for you guys.
Sounds good, man. All right, and what's the main place people can find you? I guess Instagram and your website and all that.
Yeah, any kind of social media, Austin City Nights. Our website is www.austincitynights.com. Then social media, IG or Facebook. Yeah, we don't have TikTok.
You guys should get on it.
I mean, tell you.
We do have MySpace.
Do you have MySpace?
Wait.
Oh. I was like, that's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of fire.
The fact that you'll still have that.
No, that's how old we are. But yeah, no, and it's pretty simple. Austin City Nights. If you just put Austin City Nights, the first thing that will pop up is us.
Awesome. Thank you again. And then go ahead, Adrian.
Yeah, he knows that this whole thing. Adrian Espinal, what's it called, on all social media. So Instagram is Adrian_Espinal187. ADRIAN. Oh my God, I messed it up. ADRIAN_ESPINAL187.
He spells that, and it goes. It's like the 8th layer of my skin. It goes right under. I don't know why it does. Like I get you have to promote it, but it's like it appears on the screen. Like
Listen, I've been to enough Starbucks where they like. I had a Starbucks person spell my name Adrian.
AGRIAN.
they do that on purpose. Maybe they don't. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Listen to me.
I'm trying to get as many heads on my IMDb and on my Instagram as possible. I'm trying to get on movies. All right, I need to be discoverable.
True indeed.
Go ahead, buddy.
And that's how it is, man. You got to grind. You got to keep pounding it. Keep pounding.
Hey,
it.
don't be on his side. Come on, man.
No.
I run this show. You want to get?
We are on this side of this seat. We are one here.
I'm on both sides. I'm right in the fence right now.
But thank you again, Lee. Very much appreciate it.
Thank you, Brandon.
And thank you guys for watching.